charity groups are being accused of funding attacks by Tamil rebels in Sri Lanka. The violence there dates back to the 1980s, when ethnic tensions between the mainly Buddhist population and the Hindu Tamils erupted into civil war. In that time, the fighting has claimed more than 70,000 lives and more than 300,000 people have been displaced. A ceasefire was signed in 2002, but just last month the government said it was pulling out. Now attention is being focused on the international organizations accused of funding the fighting. Mark Seddon has been looking into it.
This is a brutal war, seemingly without end. Fighting between government forces and the Tamil Tigers has seen tens of thousands of civilians caught up in the conflict. Whitepigeon is a South London-based charity that helps those who have been maimed in this conflict.
Hello, Sati.
It's headed by Dr. Sate Murthy, who says he's been tortured by the Sri Lankan authorities. He's a former director of the Tamil Rehabilitation Organisation, or TRO. Their funds were frozen by the United States Treasury. They said the Tamil Rehabilitation Organisation passed off its operations as charitable, when in fact it was raising money for a designated terrorist group responsible for heinous acts of terrorism. Now Dr. Murthy's new charity, Whitepigeon, is being investigated by the British Charity Commission following claims that monies raised have not been properly accounted for and that some in the Tamil community are forced to hand over cash.
No, because they are giving only for the humanitarian work and we are doing only the humanitarian work. There is no link or support or anything with the LTTE or any other terrorist groups on behalf of Whitepigeon. This is the truth.
So you're confident that the investigation by the charity...
Yes, we are happy. We are happy.
Clean bill of health. You're happy to let them look at all of
Of course, we are happy to show anything they want.
Backing for charities such as Whitepigeon is strong in parts of London. I asked a local shopkeeper if he had heard of Dr. Murthy. We have been to see Dr. Murthy from the Tamil community. Yeah. Some people say that they're giving help, but also maybe some help to Tamil Tigers.
No, it's not help. No, it's not.
Not true.
No, that's true.
Not true. But there is some local support for the Tamil Tiger cause. Here, in a shop window, a commemoration for Colonel Kittu, a former Tamil commando leader who committed suicide when cornered by the Indian Navy. Others in the Tamil community believe it's now time to halt funding for the Tamil Tigers, or LTTE as they're known.
Not a single Tamil from the diaspora or Tamil children from the diaspora has gone for a war effort with the LTT. I haven't seen anyone. So it is unfortunate. We are basically funding the LTT to recruit other people's children to fight the war. It's the same with the Sinhalese side as well.
So if some Tamil charities continue indirectly to support the conflict, some Tamil leaders now want that to stop. Mark Seddon, Al Jazeera, London.
Well, for more on the situation in Sri Lanka, I'm joined by Surin Surendiran, spokesperson for the British Tamil Forum. Surin, thanks very much for joining us. Now, could you tell us about the current situation in Sri Lanka?
Sure. On the 17th of January, the Sri Lankan government has unilaterally abrogated from the internationally sponsored ceasefire. There had been aerial bombardment by the Sri Lankan government Air Force in the predominantly Tamil areas. Hundreds of thousands of Tamil innocent civilians and school children are dying. There is no food or medical supplies or essentials to be distributed through the logistical, the normal route from the south to north, which is the main route is called A9, the highway, is blocked by the Sri Lankan government. So for essentials, people are suffering. There is human catastrophe. Restricted mobility. NGOs are not allowed to work in the predominantly Tamil areas. Action against hunger. A French charity, 15 of them were killed in the government-controlled area. The ICRC, the International Committee of Red Cross, only today said hundreds of thousands of Tamils and innocent civilians are being killed by the aerial bombardment and landmines and artillery fire.
Surin, can I just interrupt you there?
Sure.
So what I find interesting is that you're telling us all these, facts and figures. We don't have all that much information coming out because journalists aren't allowed, NGOs. But what we do have being said, which seems to me to be shifting the spotlight, and I don't know where this information is coming from. Perhaps you can help us clear that up. Why is there this accusation that charities are somehow funding the fighting? Where does it come from?
The government propaganda machinery. The High Commission in the UK, take the United Kingdom. There is a High Commission, Sri Lankan High Commission, which misleads the international community by giving false propaganda. International Media Watch, Human Rights Watch, the World Association of Newspapers today announced that Sri Lanka is the third worst, most dangerous place for people like you, Julie, to work from. 7 journalists killed last year, makes it the worst place other than Iraq and Somalia. So these are not me saying or any propaganda. These are international credible institutions which are saying. Amnesty International only last Thursday said innocent civilians are being killed by the aerial bombardment, the indiscriminate aerial bombardment by the Air Force of a sovereign state. It's never heard of. It's except for in Iraq, when Saddam Hussein used chemical weapons from the air. I have no recollection of any other historical place where a government machinery like the Air Force attacks a particular community of its country.
Surin, I'll have to stop you there, but by the sounds of it, we need to get people to pay attention to
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Surin.
Well, we're going to take a short break now, but still to come here on Al Jazeera. We'll be live in Los Angeles.